Hi everyone, welcome to the course Inside Chinese Culture. In this unit, we'll focus on the charm of Chinese music. Music is magical because it can soothe, it can heal. There is hardly anyone who does not like music, and I believe most of us have tried at least one musical instrument. I played liuqin before I went to primary school. Liuqin is a smaller version of pipa with 4 strings and frets, pear-shaped body. It is the plucked string instrument, and its sounds are similar to a mandolin. In this unit, we will have an overview of Chinese music, general traits of Chinese traditional music, categorization of Chinese musical instruments, some major instruments and representative works, and finally, Peking opera. Now let's have an overview of Chinese music. In China, music is as old as civilization. The oldest known musical instrument from China, dating back to around 6000 BC, are the bone flutes, which were unearthed in 1986 from an early Neolithic tomb in Jiahu, Wuyang County, Henan Province. These bone flutes have an average length of approximately 20 centimeters or 8 inches and are made from the wings of cranes. In the Xia, Shang, and Zhou dynasties, only royal families and officials enjoyed music, which was made on chimes and bells. Instruments unearthed from sites of the Shang dynasty include stone chimes, bronze bells, pan pipes, and sheng. These were mostly percussion and wind instruments. The ritual music was advocated by Confucius, who was a master of qin, the 7-stringed zither. He conceived of music as a means of calming the passions and dispelling unrest and lust. By the Han Dynasty, the imperial court set up a musical bureau, which was in charge of collecting and editing ancient melodies and folk songs. Plucked string instruments were popular then, and among these were zheng, the harp-like konghou, and the pear-shaped lute. By the time of Emperor Xuanzong of the Tang Dynasty, the court organized the Pear Garden Academy Song and Dance Troupe, which cultivated a large number of musicians and laid a firm foundation for the development of Chinese music. During the Tang Dynasty, dancing and singing entered the mainstream, spreading from the royal court to the common people. In the Song Dynasty, original opera such as Zaju was performed in tea rooms, theaters, and showplaces. Writers and artists liked it so much that ci, a new type of literature resembling lyrics, thrived. During the Yuan Dynasty, qu, another type of literature based on music, became popular, and the major musical instrument for accompaniment in yuanqu is sanxian, a 3-stringed plucked instrument with a small body. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, the art of traditional opera developed rapidly and diversely in different regions. When these distinctive opera styles were performed at the capital, now Beijing, artists combined the essence of the different styles and created Peking opera, one of the 3 cornerstones of Chinese culture, which continue to be appreciated in modern times. The other 2 are Chinese medicine and traditional Chinese painting. During this period, both instruments such as jinghu and erhu were developed and became popular. During the first half of the 20th century, Chinese music was considerably influenced by the music of the West. During the 1950s, Western influence penetrated Chinese music to an unprecedented extent. In contemporary China, musicians are trained in both Chinese and Western styles. Many symphonic orchestras and Chinese-style instrumental ensembles exist. Traditional Chinese instruments are used in conjunction with popular instruments of Western cultures. The mixing of Western and Oriental styles with traditional instruments and other instruments allows for the creation of an endless scope of expression with modern music. That is a brief overview of Chinese music. When we talk about Chinese music, we need to mention Confucius. Most of us know that he was a great educator, but he was also China's foremost philosopher of music. He is credited for setting the tone for much traditional Chinese music for thousands of years. So we now focus on the philosophy of Chinese music. China has a long and influential musical tradition based on the philosophy and culture of ancient China. Confucius and the Confucian school after him advocated the correct use and form of music. So, to appreciate music, we need to first understand their ideals of music. Perhaps for other people around the world, music was meant mainly for amusement and entertainment. But during the time of the Zhou dynasty, about 500 BC and afterwards, music had a crucial role of an important pillar of society. Music is often mentioned together with li, rites, social norms. In comparison to external rules and rites, music touches the emotions, calms the listeners, and thus can affect human behavior, so that they willingly behave in accordance with social norms and engage harmoniously with others. Therefore, music is one important way of maintaining proper human relations and encouraging better social practices and customs. Confucius' influence was profound. He was not only China's foremost social philosopher, but also is believed to be a prominent music teacher and a talented musician. He was able to play several instruments expertly. In Confucian teachings, the purpose and role of music are laid out, and the qualities of good music are defined. How music was meant to be used and performed is expressed in several of the main Confucian books, Analects, 论语, and the Book of Rites, 礼记. The teachings are seminal for understanding traditional music. Confucius taught that to educate somebody, you should start with poems, emphasize ceremonies, and finish with music. According to Xunzi, nothing can replace music for creating social harmony, and nothing can replace rites for determining ethical social differences. Music brings people together in harmony. Rites establish roles and relationships. Together, they direct human morality. Music was so important because the ideal society was to be governed by rites, ritual, and ceremonial functions rather than law power. In a culture where people could conduct themselves according to ritual and ceremony, music could be used to govern them. Therefore, music wasn't really entertainment, but a means of accomplishing political and social goals, and ultimately a means of promoting social well-being. In traditional China, Most well-educated people could play classical music as a means of self-cultivation, meditation, mind purification, union with nature, and identification with the values of past sages. They would never perform in public or for commercial purposes, because performing artists used to be among the lowest in social status. In fact, masters of classical music had their own profession as scholars, and they played music for themselves or for their friends and students. Okay, in this session, we gave an overview of Chinese music, and we will have more in the following sessions. See you.